Whoa, this is huge, guys. Eric Davis just confirmed that he wrote the Eric Davis Tom Wilson memo. This is massive and it has really interesting implications with David Grush. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, yeah, again, from the interesting Facebook group that Eric Davis is a part of and was answering questions to. Apparently, it was a private group, but these responses are out now, and we've got to talk about them because they are pretty significant. Okay, so here he is talking about that memo. For many years, he has refused to acknowledge writing that memo. But here he is, basically admitting to writing it. So here, let's see exactly what he says. He told me that he would deny meeting with me, Tom Wilson, should I publish anything about it. I never published anything about our meeting, but Ed Mitchell's unethical kids, and that's not really, a great look, Eric, calling astronaut Edgar Mitchell's children unethical, but, maybe that's the way he sees it, whatever. Anyway, moving on. But Ed Mitchell's unethical kids released his copy, covered by Ed's signed NDA, of my interview notes to a friend who has an interest in UFOs. That is huge, guys. He is admitting basically point blank that he wrote the Wilson Davis memo, where, Admiral Tom Wilson or Rear Admiral Tom Wilson was trying to get access to the UFO control group and was being denied. But ultimately, he did kind of get into the foyer of the group and was told, well, we do have a craft, maybe two, but we've tinkered with it, and that's about as far as it goes. And he didn't believe him, and he wanted more, and they wouldn't give him any more. And they said, if you push any further, we will threaten your career. We will kill your career. And he backed off, but he vented to Eric Davis, and Eric Davis wrote it all down. And here Eric Davis is admitting to that. And but it gets even more interesting. Okay, but he goes on to say the latter individual is responsible. I'll just reading the whole thing. He told me he would deny meeting with me should I publish anything about it. I never published anything about our meeting, but Ed Mitchell's unethical kids released his copy, covered by Ed's signed NDA, of my interview notes to a friend who has an interest in UFOs. The latter individual is responsible for shopping the notes at UFO conferences to the highest bidder, which was Grant Cameron. Unethical Grant Cameron consulted a lawyer and decided to publicize the interview notes on his YouTube channel and podcast. After this is when Wilson denied meeting me when contacted by multiple ufologists and UFO media personalities and mainstream news reporters. Now, Grant Cameron has talked about releasing those notes and how he and other figures like Richard Dolan all had access to these notes, and it was just kind of in the air among that group that somebody was going to release these notes and that they should be released. I mean, we're talking about proof of the UFO control group and reverse engineering and UFO crash retrievals. That's huge. So, calling Grant unethical for, wanting to be transparent or provide some transparency into the UFO matters is, again, I don't think a great look for Eric. But, I guess I kind of get where he's coming from, and he has been very cagey about all this for many years. But this is huge, guys. Eric Davis admitting that he wrote the Wilson Davis memo, where the UFO program is admitted to exist by a very high-ranking member of the Pentagon. And it gets even more interesting when you consider the David Grush implication. So Eric Davis admitted to being one of David's whistleblowers, and in fact, leading him to other whistleblowers. He said, I interacted with Dave Grush from 2020 to 2022 as part of my job. I was one of his classified ICIG whistleblower complaint witnesses because he got breadcrumbs from me and a close colleague. One can assume Hal Puthoff, says Mark K., on where to find the UAP crash retrieval program. Yeah, so that's what Eric Davis had to say about that. That he knew where to find this stuff. So evidently, it goes even further than what Tom Wilson told him, and that's what I think is the interesting thing here. Is that Eric Davis clearly seems to have some sort of inside knowledge. He seems to have been, I would think that he has been read into some aspects of the UFO control group. That seems to be the implication here, that he did have direct knowledge of, where to go to look for this stuff. Names, locations, things that go beyond what was in the Tom Wilson memo. How did he get that information? How did he get that information? Did he already know that before Tom came to him, and that's why Tom came to him? Or did he grow intrigued by what Tom told him and go in pursuit of it himself and find it? I would love to know the answer to that. How deep in all of this is Eric Davis? And of course, once you're read into this stuff, at a certain level, you are obligated to lie about it, which, he has done, or at least he has not told the truth about writing the memo until now. So I wonder what else he will pony up with. Well, what do you think, guys? What is he going to share next? And does it have to be in a private Facebook group for him to feel comfortable sharing this? I am very, very intrigued by all of this. What role he plays in this, how deep he's gotten. I mean, has he got his hands on a UFO? What has Eric Davis been up to all these years? He seems like a very interesting figure in all of this, but his role in so much of it remains murky. Although Lou Elizondo has called Eric Davis a hero, and that if we all knew what Eric had done, we would realize what a hero he is. Of course, then Eric goes and kind of smears him, but maybe they'll settle that out. I sure hope they do. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member, because channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, 13,000, y'all. Nice. Love it. Thank you, guys. You rock. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.